All right. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to today's stream. Looking a bit orange. One second. Let me try and fix this this webcam. Hey Ian, how's it going? Um, oh, that's better. Look at that. All I had to do was turn the main light off, and we've got the stage lights here, so we're ready to go. Today, guys, we're going to be looking at low jack versus small blind. You can see it's really small at the top of the screen there. Low jack versus small blind, 40 big blinds deep, single raised pots. This is the in position, but we're going to play both positions just to try it. And I thought that we could start off by looking at these great reports. I love these. So the reason why we're doing this today is, as I mentioned before on previous streams, I want these sessions to be beneficial to both of us. So rather than me just put together a coaching session for you guys, I want to learn at the same time as you. So we're going to focus on a spot today that I don't think I'm particularly good at. I think I've got some room for improvement, shall we say, when it comes to playing against the small blind. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to take a look at the in position stuff first. So let's just dive in and see what's what. I want to get rid of paired boards, but I want to take a look at ace high. So there's quite a lot of betting on ace high. Well, actually no. Let's just have a look at the average. The average is only 60%. So that's actually not that high, is it? So that is quite interesting. 1 second, let's have a look. Azifo, thanks for the follow. I might miss some of the follows. I haven't got the audio coming out of the, well, I've got no speakers. I just moved offices I had to move downstairs because the floor was getting fixed this week, and so I've moved back into the office and I don't have any speakers. So I have headphones, but so I won't be able to hear the audio notification. But anyway, let's continue through. So ace high boards, generally we do a lot of betting against the big blind, but against the small blind, it's only 60% versus 40% check. So it might be better to see which boards we want to check. It looks like ace Broadway, like ABX. It's a huge amount of checking. So my guess is there's lots of ace X and like king queen, king jack hands in the small blind splatting range here. King queen, I think I already said that. But yeah, king queen, king jack, ace X. So that's kind of a common thing we're seeing at the moment. The highest frequency checks come from the ABX boards. That's good to know. But if it's ABB, we seem to see a lot more betting. And then with no Broadway, then we can go again. We can bet very frequently. Okay, so that's the first thing that I think we've picked up on already. Hopefully we'll remember that when it comes to it. King high is kind of the same, 60-40 split. Let's see high frequency checks, monotone boards. Let's get rid of those for a minute. Come back to those, 61.5, 38.5. So let's have a look. Azifo says hello. Hello, how does Azifo? So again, like two Broadways looks good for us, but when we look at the checks, although having said that, yeah, king queen, there's got to be a lot of king queen in our opponent's range, is my guess. So we'll have a look at the pre-flop ranges in a moment. What else is going on here? Yeah, kind of, yeah, two king queen, king jack boards don't look very good, but then there's just like this random king 7 deuce board in here as well. Okay, well this is going to be fun. Looking at this, queen high though, much better, much better. Even though they've got all that king queen, there's loads of betting going on. So hopefully we'll remember that. And then jack high just drops off again. Wonder what's going on there. Maybe there's a lot of jack X in the defending range, like jack 9 and jack 10 off and queen jack off and stuff like that. So I think that would be good to take a look at. I mean, honestly, can we go back here and have a look at, yeah, the small blinds strategy. Yeah, this is their pre-flop range. So you can see king queen in there a lot of the time, king jack off in there, queen jack suited, queen 10. There's no queen jack off, and I think I said jack 10 off. So there's none of that, and it is small blind versus low jack. But look at this, there's a decent chunk of ace jack off and ace 10 off. So jack X and 10X are probably going to be quite interesting to to look at. Let's see if 10x is something similar. A little bit more betting. So there's ace 10 off and less suited 10s, or fewer suited 10s. Not really. There's still quite a few in there, aren't there? I guess you've got 1, 2, 3 jack X, but you've got all of these 10x. You got ace jack, queen jack, jack 10, jack 9. You've got ace 10, king 10, queen 10, jack 10, 10, 9, 10, 8. But I guess then if we look at our range as well, why won't this click off? We've got all of these 10x that they can have. We've got all the offsuit 10x as well. But then we've got the offsuit jack X too. So not 100% sure why we see more checking on a jack X board. But let's just go back one more time. Have a quick look. I'm literally clicking off here trying to get rid of it. But there we go. Some pairs as well. Okay. Let's see. Let's carry on through. So now 9 high, decent amount of betting. 8 high. Okay, so once we get down to sort of 8 high, there's a lot more checking. Same with 7 high. 6 high, there's only this one board. What's going on here? How am I supposed to change it now? Oh, like this then, I guess. Don't know what happened there. 5 high. Lots of checking. So basically, once you get down to 8 high, we're just going to do a lot more checking. But there was decent amount of checking on ace high. As you can see, 38% and 38% on king high, 15% on queen high. So queen high just betting more frequently, but then jack high 35, 10 high 25, 9 high 27, and then 8 high you can see drops off. So that's one thing to look out for straight away when we're in position. Let's have a look at some paired boards. Quite a lot of betting on paired boards. Also, like something that's different from big blind is I can see here is that we actually use the big bet more frequently, as you can see. So these low board, I guess like small blind's just lacking in having loads of trips all of a sudden. So they can have some. But like the big blind's going to have all the suited 5s and some offsuit 5x as well, right? So like 5, 4, 6, 5, ace 5, king 5, stuff like that. So that makes sense. I think that's a good difference. I think sometimes we can look at it and we can say, okay, well, this spot plays a lot differently from the big blind, which is really true. The strategies are different, but the pre-flop ranges are different, right? Maybe the low jack stays the same, but the small blind defending range is very different from the big blind defending range or calling range. But the ideas as to why you bet, in terms of how how ranges interact and how much equity both players have, but also how many really strong hands both players will have as well, they still stand true. Like there's still, if you've got a lot of equity and a lot of really strong hands, you probably get to bet a lot, and vice versa. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So that would be something interesting. I think there's still quite a lot of small betting as well. But it looks to me like, see on these low trip boards, there's more big betting. Let's have a look, 7x. Yeah, so at the 7x, suddenly we start to see 7, 6, 8, 7, 9, 7. We don't do as much big betting. You can see 7, 7, is that the only one? 7, 7, 4, 9, 7, 7, stuff like that. And then just throw a spanner in the works, queen 7, 7. Goes against everything we just said. King 7, 7, same thing. Although there's still some checking going on, but that's again because of the king X, like king queen, king queen suited, king 10, king 9, king 8, king jack off, like a lot of king X hands. And we already saw we do a decent amount of checking on those king X boards. Okay, so that's fine. Let's have a look at monotone boards. Monotone, just a mix between bet and check, and pretty much always the small bet, apart from on an ace king 3, there's a bit of big betting. So basically we'll just default to small bet and check on monotone boards, and I think that's it. I think that's enough for us to be getting on with. What I would like to see though before we do that, let's go here. I want to see the out of position report, just to see if there's any spots where we get to do some leading, and if there's not, not a lot. 3.5%. So low connected boards Let's see if we can work out why that is. This is really small, guys, so I can probably make this bigger. There we go. But yeah, those low boards, we've got the sets from the small blind, the sets and the 2 pair and the straights. So that makes sense. That's in position. Let's make this a bit smaller so you guys can see it. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense on these boards as to why there's actually some betting, but then most of the time there's not too much. There's some on these king high boards, even though an equity is really poor. Okay, right. Well, we'll see how we get on. See how we do. Let's get into it. Let's play some poker. All right. So the ace high boards, it was very much like ABX was more checking. So I think we can small bet this one. Let's go for it and see what happens. So our opponent calls. We do block a lot of the continues here. Having the ace of diamonds. The ace of diamonds. Is not great. I do think we still want to have like a polarized strategy here on what is a relative blank card. No one that card doesn't improve anyone's range significantly, or either player's range significantly. So I was going to say like big bet and check on this card, and I think with our exact hand, I don't really want to bet because we block too many of the continues. So I'm going to go for a check. And at this stage, I mean, small blind can definitely have some flushes that decide to check, but on the whole, is just going to be hands that we can value bet against. Going to have some like king X, like king queen off with the queen of clubs, king jack off with the jack of clubs. King X of diamonds could defend as well. So I think there's some king X that we could get value from. Plus all of the ace X that can check call. In terms of sizing though, I'm a little bit unsure as to what sizing to take. I'm going to go half pot and try and target, because we block a lot of ace X, and I'm going to try and get told by a king. Facing a raise, now suddenly our hand just turns into a bluff catcher. I don't think that he's going to find a river raise with like king 8, right? King 8, is that the only one? They could still have weaker sets. Do you think facing the small bet, small blind defends like 3s with a club? Maybe. So I say it's a bluff catcher, but if they end up raising like pocket 3s here or king 8, then obviously they're raising with a worse hand. We don't get to jam, I don't think, but I'm just going to go call and see how we get on. 51 out of 56. They were bluffing. Where did we make a mistake? Okay, so I said big bet and check. There's actually some decent amount of big betting here. We can actually jam river. Let me see, like if they're, king 8 finding the raise, 3s doesn't fall, doesn't continue past the flop. That's good to know. But yeah, that's. But yeah, I'm not sure whether I would want to 3-bet aces on the river and just target king 8. Seems a bit not good. Okay, so yeah, big bet and check is what we decided, and I think that's good. I think aces, it's very high frequency check with the ace of diamonds. Actually, like checking more without. That's weird. I thought that we just wouldn't want to block like ace X of diamonds. Checking under pairs, that looks good. Betting sets, betting 4s as a bluff. Okay, fair enough. We didn't do too badly, but we can just jam with 3-bet jam river. I'm not sure in practice whether I'd want to do that. King 4-4, we saw the paired boards, mainly small bet and check, but these ones with a 4, I feel like we might see some big bets. Let's see what happens if we go small bet. So the opponent can continue with flush draws and backdoor flush draws and all sorts. I don't think he's going to fold too many better ace X. Maybe the hands, like if we bet big, does he fold hands like ace 7 of spades, ace 8 of spades, ace 9 of spades? I think ace jack and ace queen, if he has, no, he doesn't have ace queen. Ace jack of spades would always continue. Ace 10 of spades obviously always continues. So there's not too much. I guess we could deny critique against weaker flush draws. We could even get value from some flush draws. I'm not sure here. I think big bet and check again. I'm going to go check this time, and then fold. Like Okay, let's have a look here. So yeah, it does prefer check on the river, and then the last two streets. Yeah, turn river seemed absolutely fine. That's not us, surely. No. Okay. Yeah. So yes, there is some big betting on these paired boards with a 4. It's harder for our opponent to have a 4. But most of the time, small bet. A6 just likes checking. Okay. All right, so these were the boards where we actually started to see some leads, so I wouldn't be surprised to be able to lead here. Part of me just wants to continue. Nope, not correct. Maybe a small bet again. And I mean, given that our opponent hasn't raised, they could have a very strong hand in, say, something like pocket fives. But most of the time, they're going to have some like weak hands. Ace 3, ace 5, 6s, 7s, 4s. Those hands probably can call a big bet. But part of me just feels like we just want to bet small here to get value. So yeah, I'm not sure I've really explained that very well. Let's see what's going on. So we can check and we can check. Okay, but betting seems fine as well. Yeah, on the river we just get called by ace highs enough of the time, and worse hands, and 6-5 just sends it. Okay. Well, raises. Check. I'm going to go for a check raise here with trips and see an immediate fold. Nothing too exciting there. Okay, so these boards, so like if it was ace, king, deuce, I think we start to see a decent amount of checking. But I think here do we have a reason to bet? We definitely see some more betting on the ABB boards. If you think about, we've got all the strong sets and the straights, and our opponent's missing sets and missing all the 2 pairs. Yeah, all the 2 pairs. So, not all the 3 pairs. King, queen, they can be in there. But yeah, I think I'm not sure there's any reason to want to bet though. That's the major issue that I have here. Do we get value from like queen? There's not even a queen 9 in there. Maybe some. Yeah, I'm just not sure that I want to bet. So I'm going to check and play from there. So we need to defend 6.5 divided by 11.7. So what's that? Not sure. Not entirely sure. Let's bring up a calculator. So 6.5 divided by. So 56% of our range. We're going to have queen 10 off with a heart. We're also going to have some hands like potentially like under pairs that can't continue like pairs without a heart. They have to fold. So I imagine this hand is just going to make its way into a call. But let's see. No, it's just a fold. Wow. Okay. We'll obviously continue queen 10 off with a heart, right? Let's just check this. Yeah, queen 10 off with a heart. All right, let's see what's going on the flop. So yeah, there's still a lot of betting. Queen 10 off does do some checking sometimes, but small bet's going to be fine. Okay, well, let's not overthink it. Okay, he checks back. We obviously have a nice hand, pair and 2 draws. If we bet, can we get called by worse? Do we block? I think I just want to check. And I think at this stage, like there could be some 5x in the low jack's range, but our hand is probably good enough to value bet. I'm not sure if low jack checks 9s and 10s twice. If they do, then we probably don't get to ever use a pot size bet. They could just have better ace 8x hands, right? Ace 8, king 8. So I'm going to block and see if that's correct. Yeah, okay. The ABX boards, they weren't quite as good. Do we benefit from getting better hands to fold. Like if we bet small here, I don't think a 9 folds. Jack 10's not going to fold. Jack 9's not going to fold. I don't think betting makes, like, logically makes sense because we can't get better hands to fold straight away. I'm just going to get those like 7 6 6 5s 5 4s to fold. King Jack, King 10. Yeah, nothing fold. So I can't see why betting would be good here. So I'm going to go with a check. I'm going to check again with showdown value. We can beat some pairs and hopefully it checks again and we just check back. 46 out of 51. Okay, betting. All right, well, seeing the big bet makes sense because we probably can get like King 9 of hearts to fold at that point. Maybe like Queen X of hearts as well. Let's just try this. I'm really intrigued to see what happens. Okay. Oh, whoa, what? Let's try all the options. What's going on here? Oh, we can bet the turn again, try and get better hands to fold. But this is what I really wanted to see. Yeah, King 9 of hearts folds. King 9 of diamonds, not even that great. Jack 9 of hearts is the same. 10 9 of hearts, 9 8. Yeah, so you're getting better hands to fold basically. So that's good. And then you actually block some. With 8 7 of spades, you block 9 8 and 9 7 of spades to continue. So I can see why big bet would work, but small bet just would never be good. And then we want to bet turn as well. Let's just have a look at this. So sometimes we can see that when you block the turn 2 pair, you can get some better hands to fold. At this point, the EV of a check is got to be 0. I can't name a hand that we beat when we check. Can you guys, anyone in the chat, get an idea of what's going on here? So that's no problem, Ian. So we tried it a few ways. Well, I checked back flop and check turn and check river. That was okay-ish, but big bet gets some 9x hands to fold. So, and we block the 9x hands that can continue in 9 8 and 9 7. So this time we went big bet flop, big bet turn, and now I'm contemplating bluffing river. King 10, wizard 12 says, yeah. I mean, does King 10 call 2 streets? I don't think it does. I don't think. Well, it calls. It might even start folding flop King 10 off. If he has, I'm not sure he has King 10 off actually, right? No, but King 10 suited is in there. But yeah, nice call. Bub says King 10 doesn't call turn. Yeah, exactly. So I think that we have to bluff here. Boom, 35 out of 36, not bad. Oh, we don't have to bluff. This indifferent. Okay, fair enough. How often do we bluff without a club on CCC boards? Well, clearly sometimes, but let's change it to this one. So like you can see King Jack off with a club, certainly with the Jack of clubs looks good bluff. 10 of clubs looks pretty decent. Ace 9's 2 pair and doesn't bet all the time. What else? There's some clubs in here, maybe. Queen Jack off with the Jack of clubs and the Queen of hearts. Excuse me. So yeah, we don't have too much. Like this is relative as well. So absolute terms, not too much in that spot, but there is some. But then we have to find some bluffs from somewhere. So I went with the 8 7 of spades. There's a fun spot. Let's have a look at this. Jack 10's in there. All these 10x hands. All these hands that can continue versus a bet. We maybe get some underpairs to fold. There's some draws in here as well. I'm not sure. Oh god. just ruin it straight away. Why are we betting ace 8? Because we bet a lot of the time. Okay. I guess this is one of those. So sometimes when I'm working with clients in the one-on-one and in the group, in training play at the pros is one of the biggest leaks that I see is players betting out of position too frequently. So let's say you raise and the button calls. You raise from, I don't know, low jack, button calls, the blinds fold. And yeah, I just see that you c-bet way too frequently. So I would tell you that, right? I would tell you that you need to c-bet less frequently and then give you drills and training to work on it. And very often it includes work with DTO. But then what you tend to see, if you look at someone's stats for the last month after I've told them that, is that they just start checking way too much because they think, oh, well, the leak is that I'm betting too much, so what I'm going to do is just do the opposite. I feel like I've just done the same here in that I know I need to check more frequently, but I'm not finding the right boards to do it, right? So we shouldn't be checking here. Let's see, make this a bit smaller again. Let's have a look at jack high boards again. It's like, yeah, jack high. It's like jack 10. In jack 10-5, there's quite a lot of betting. Quite a lot of checking. Jack 10-5 rainbow. Maybe it's the fact that it's rainbow. One thing we haven't looked at is that idea. Because you can do like monotone is 54% bet, rainbow is 75. That's quite high, and flush draw is 66. Yeah, so could be the rainbow element given the fact that out of position is going to have a decent number of suited hands in this spot. Oh, so we can look at this and we can think, right, okay, I think this is going to be big bet and check because this is a blank turn card. It doesn't interact with either player's ranges. We're going to have a polarized betting strategy on the turn and blocking hands that can continue here, like ace-x of clubs or ace-9 of clubs, or that's probably it. Ace, yeah, seems pretty reasonable because then we can bluff some club rivers and but also ace-10, like we're still quite far ahead of hands like jack-10 and king-10, king-jack. Those hands will just fold. Hands that are doing better than us, doing well against us, will continue. So I almost feel like if we had a hand like ace-8 with an ace of clubs, I would prefer to bet that. Yeah, okay, it's still a bet. All right, fair enough. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, I'm right about the ace-8 at least. That's good. But ace-10, just having that ace of clubs. Ian was just talking about that, having naked club, like offsuit hand with a club in it is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm not really thinking things through properly. I would say that like looking at the range of hands that folds, I think it's too easy to just go like, oh, we just bet ace-10 off. But let's have a look. So we get some 9x hands to start forward to be indifferent. We can get some under pairs to fold. Anytime that you just stop, you're just like, oh, I think this is a double barrel because we've got the ace of clubs. Just stop, take your hand off the mouse if you've got enough time bank, and just try and think about, logically why it's a good bet. Because I often hear this, and I hear myself say it as well, like, oh, I think this is a bet. And I even said, like, I think this is a bet with the ace of clubs, but I just also we're ahead of some hands here that fold, like king jack, king 10. So there's got to be another reason why we do bet. And you block continues, so we already got that with the ace of clubs. But we can get some better hands to fold now, like 7s, 5s, 3s, 2s, some 6x, like king 6 is folding. Ace jack is better than ace 10, right? And jack 10 has a reasonable amount of equity, and then some 9x is indifferent. So that's a pretty strong reason for wanting to bet. 10x, we saw this, that the 10x was a reasonable amount of betting, I want to say. SP says, nice on YouTube. How's it going? Is this correct? 11 out of 12. Still amount of betting. Ian says, sorry, was opponent folding jack 10 on the turn there? Yeah, I believe so. We can go and have a look at the hand history. Or maybe we can't. Everybody's on DTO. Everyone's finishing work. It's 4:30 on a Friday. And all the DTO owners have decided to log into DTO rather than going for a beer. Ian, I can't show you, I'm afraid. Don't know why. It's not loading. This one I wanted to check. So it's just a mixture of, absolutely everything. Let's just move on. 8's in the small. Okay, so we saw some of the sort of like 5-4-3 type boards going for some bets, but I don't think this one wants to. Facing the big bet. Let's have a quick look. So Ace-7, King-7 might find some big bets here. 9-7, 8-7, stuff like that. Part of me wants to raise to get value from those hands. I presume they continue, but never know. But also we just have a really nice call because we can probably call turn as well. I'm between call and raise here. Okay. Well, it is raise. Oh, network issue. So we raised and they called, and now we have an interesting spot. What I don't know is how wide low jack continues versus the check raise. If it includes backdoor flush draws, then jamming might be okay. But then, what are we bluffing? So maybe small bet. Well, who knows what's going on now with this? I really don't know what to do. Jam to get value from 5s, 6s, and 7s. Yeah, I can see that. I'm really, really torn. Do we raise many 9x hands on the flop? I'm not convinced. I'm just really struggling to work out whether that 8's any good for us. Part of me feels like it isn't. And now when they check back, I feel like they're going to have some overpairs. They're going to have some backdoor draws. Not a lot of 9x. Does low jack have any 10s or jacks? Oh yeah, I think so. What do we want to do here? I mean, who knows? I honestly don't know. What would I do in game? Just block bet and cry when they jam. Let's try that. Oh dear. I mean, that's pretty grim. Right. 9, 7, 9, 8, 10, 9. You can have. We've got a decent number of 9x. Do I bluff like 5-4 on the flop? Do we call with that? Hattie is in the house. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Honestly, I'm gonna ruffle it off. 44 out of 52. Okay, it's a mix on the river. Doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah. Well, check was the one. We can block. Continue to block. Turn. What I really want to see, like basically, I find in poker, the reason why you don't know what to do on the next street is because you don't know what's actually going on the previous street, right? So, yeah, those overcards with the backdoor flush draw, we're just going to end up folding. Even these 9x hands. So the 8's not even that good for imposition. And they stack off 10s and 9s. Somebody asked about that earlier. Who was that? Nice cool bub says, does low jack have any 10s or jacks? So 10s gets it in on the flop, and jacks is mixes. Okay, cool. So yeah, what are we actually trying to get value from? Their range just shrinks, doesn't it? Let's replay this because I need to work out what's going on here. So we'll have a look in a moment, and okay, cool. So bet small and get called. Let's change it to this so we can see. So straights, overpairs. Okay, there's not really many overpairs. Jacks is in there. There's not a lot. A7 of clubs. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, show me what... Okay, so the reason why... I was just thinking, like, where's aces, kings, and queens in all of this? Well, they don't bet big on the flop. So that's interesting. Let's move on. I'm going to call, and I'm going to check. And when it goes check on the turn, I think in position's going to have like a lot of these under pairs, maybe some 10x that doesn't want to bet, maybe some 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s that doesn't want to bet. It's quite tough to get value from those hands. Weak ace x is going to bet. He's going to check, of course. So what does that mean? Struggling on a Friday. I need to be the one in the pub with a beer, I think, at 20 to 5 on a Friday. Oh, by the way, guys, we're going to be going back to Tuesday at 4 p.m. This week. I was out Tuesday afternoon, had a meeting, so I couldn't do this stream. And then Wednesday I recorded the podcast, and then Thursday was exactly the same thing. We had the floor being fixed. And so it would have been noisy, and then so this was the only day I could do the stream this week. But we'll be back next Tuesday. We've moved it to Tuesdays. SP says, love your HRC tutorial video, extremely useful. I appreciate that, thank you. Glad you find it useful. I'm gonna go bet 74. Let's see if that's incorrect. Let me block, let me overbet. Oh my goodness, jam? No, wow. Just turn the stream off. Check and jam. Now, please. It's got to be right. Yes. Okay. Phew. I mean, goodness me. What is going on here? Right. Tell me why we check. In position doesn't check that. What's their checking range look like? Okay, so I said this, right? 10x, under pairs. Happy to see this. This is good. Weaker ace-x hands. Okay, this is really good. We nailed the checking range. We really did. But then I guess maybe you just don't get enough value from that range. But none of those hands bet on the river, right? Kings, queens, jacks, 9s, 8s, 7s, ace-7. Yeah, these weaker ace-x. But then I guess that you can potentially make more money from the weaker parts of his range. Or just get called by lots of those bluffs, I guess. That's a weird one. I'm not sure. Okay, I think it's unlikely, but could be in the overpairs don't check back. Strong jack X don't check back. Certainly the higher equity jack, so you like jack 9 is higher equity than queen jack because of the draw. I want to block here, I think. We're getting there now. We're flying. Let me see this check back range. Yeah, queen jack doesn't bet, king jack. Yeah, so higher equity. Look, ace jack, and well, bad example clearly. Jack 9. I mean, it bets more than queen jack, right? Because it's got more equity. But yeah, doesn't really work. Too much doesn't show it much, but let's keep going. 2 Broadway boards. I think we want to develop a checking range here. I think this is a natural, like, nice check. Weakest king X hand, backdoor flush draw. So I think check could be quite nice. And I think Mr. P-Man is in the house. How's it going? On the turn now, I think they could still have some strong king X, but I think they would probably want to bet king queen and stuff. Not to say that they don't have some strong king X. I think I'm going to go with a check again. And now I'm going to value bet and expect to get called by worse, but I'm not sure on sizing. Okay, we can go pot. 40 out of 46. Not bad. And we can just pot the turn though. Let me see this. Yeah, I thought king queen would bet a lot. King 10, king 9. Yeah, there's still some king x in here. I guess it's like we just want to go wider than that, right? And think about ace jack, queen jack, jack 10, jack 9. Some 7x might, well, not versus pot, but yeah, I think that's an interesting one. Let's check. He checks back. I'm gonna continue to check. And check call or block. I mean, there's some queen x that we can get called by, and maybe smaller pairs, like between the queen and the 7. So that's my thinking. And in practice, this is a very tough spot to bluff. So I would probably just fold, but maybe we're supposed to call it equilibrium, I'm not sure. Okay, no, fold. Well, oh no, jam, of course. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Going for the for the 3-bet bluff on the river with queen jack, but yeah, so sadly didn't find it. What did they end up having? Oh, of course, they just had a full house. What are the bluffs here? 7x and 8x bluff. So they're just bluffing with like, yeah, but they just don't get there. It's very tough to see. Some of this king x just bluffs. Pocket kings just decides to raise. Oh man. Right, let's keep going. I'm gonna check. So the reason I checked here, like, I know I'm not really explaining it, but I kind of just want to play lots of hands, so I'm drilling this and making mistakes. But the reason I checked was because I feel like there is some checking going on this board, and we have a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw, and I feel like, you know, seeing a turn would be quite nice. So that obviously that's not a great explanation. I'm going to check again. That is incorrect. I'm going to now bet pot, clearly. Get king queen to fold, I guess. Check is good, bet pot. Let me see this. Let me see king queen. Yeah, king queen folds. What do we have? King 10. Yeah, we can't get an ace to fold. And we make, okay, so, okay, that's cool. So this makes sense, I think. We block the jack x that can continue in jack 10 suited. We can get king queen off to fold. We can get some of this. We block this, right? King of spades, jack x. Yeah, is indifferent. Some of these hands will fold. Jack x will fold. And we get some better hands to fold in here as well. So that, okay, and 2s and 3s. Okay, I think that makes sense. I'm glad I found the check on the flop. There's quite a lot of checking here, isn't there? ABX is what we saw was a decent amount of checking most of the time, I think. What do we bet? King 10 of diamonds or the others? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so it's the others. So king 10 of spades and diamonds, you can see bottom right. Like, God, I always get this wrong. It's because I'm the wrong way around. But king 10 of clubs, king 10 of hearts just bets and goes from there. Okay, let's keep trucking through, getting ourselves into some spots. Start with a check. He checks back. If it wasn't this card, if it was like a blank here, I think I'd want to go pretty big with this hand. But now I'm not too sure. Let's try medium. Let's try check then. Always the second best option. And I think there are some worse hands we could get to call here by blocking, but I don't think we can bet pot. So it's going to be check or small bet. Okay, it was check. Maybe indifferent, fold and call. We are getting ourselves into some spots here. Is it indifferent? No, it's not. It's just pure fold. Where did we make the mistake for? Oh, we can still bet turn. Okay, just not that big. That makes sense. Okay, that's fine. I think we just want to call and probably forced to call again. It's going to be a fold. Stop it. Stop it. 15 over 25. Got to call 60%. The ace is probably better for in position, so we can fold a bit more than minimum defense. So we're going to have some Jack X of diamonds, 10X of diamonds, not too many because we flat out the small blind. We're going to have Ace X of spades. We're going to have King Queen, right? So maybe it's just a fold. Show me some bluffs. 6-5 of spades. Yeah. Okay. King Queen is a straight. It's not a bluff. All right. Yeah. I think we've probably just got enough to continue. How much? So what did I say? 60%. But we fold a bit more because the ace, right? So yeah, not far off. We're continuing 54% rather than 60. So that's pretty good. Just gonna call. So half of our rough. Well, no, just over. We continue with half of our range here. I think an 8 is probably just going to be too strong, even though we have the 10, which potentially blocks hands like Queen 10, Jack 10 from bluffing. I think this hand is going to be too good to fold. Tempting to. So I think on a non-club 8, I want to see us bet, because we basically have combo draws that miss or an 8, right? But here we have an 8 or combo draws or like, medium strength, like a 9 or something, or a 5. So I don't think we get to bet this one. Ah, jeez. We do. That's frustrating. Not with all of our 8x, but fair enough. Let's carry on through. Okay, some easy ones. We'll take the easy ones. Probably a bit of everything on this kind of board. I don't really want to bet fold, but I also don't think there are going to be many raises on this turn. Not sure. $22 out of 25. Big bet flop. I mean, I did say it was a mixture of everything, right? Is that what we're going to see? Yeah. Okay. But then, yeah, check or bet turn. That seems fine. And what did he have? 4. Oh, just quads. Fair enough. What are you bluffing, bot? Here, King 7 of diamonds. Okay. Doesn't need to bluff much. No, actually, does probably need to. Betting that big. 4x pot. Wow. Just folding king high. Just fold king 10. Okay, king 10 of diamonds continues. King 9 of diamonds folds. Wow. Fair enough. Big bet again, missed that. Not too upset though. All right, so these 5-5 deuce boards, this is where we saw some big bets against the small blind. I'm not sure if we wanted with our exact hand, but we also saw, so there's two things it's going through my head right now. Rainbow boards, more betting than flush draw boards. And also bigger betting on these paired boards than we used to against the big blind. So I'm going to try it. And now, that's a weird lead. You're going to have all, like, having the ace of diamonds is okay. Ace-X of, so you can have ace-X of clubs, ace-X of spades. Certainly like ace-3, ace-4 kind of thing. That probably wouldn't fold to a raise. Yeah, Ian's saying they get to lead the ace, question mark. That is weird. They must just call. I wish I don't know if this is going to happen in the future, but clicking this button to see what their range looks like going into the next street. They do have some of these ace-X, so like ace-X with a backdoor flush draw, so ace-X of spades, ace-X of clubs. So maybe they just have such a higher proportion of those hands at this point that they get to lead the turn. I'm between call and raise. I'm going to call this time. Ship the sugar. First time chat. Yeah, that's just said that. So I think you're spot on. Small blind has a lot of ace-X versus the big bet. Ian says, I guess their range gets condensed by your big bet to a lot of ace-X. I'm not sure if where we go from here. They can have ace-3, but I guess so can we. We can have some full houses. I'm between these two. I do think it's good enough to value bet because there's all the weaker ace-X hands that float the flop. But I'm not sure if we get to jam. So I'm going to go half pot. Okay, jam is better. We can raise turn. Okay, these are all things that we were thinking about anyway. We do see some big bets on this board, as I mentioned before, so happy to find those. Let's have a look at all of these ace-X hands. Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it? So, I mean, ace-jack of hearts continues versus big bet here. So there's just all these ace-X hands in here. Fair enough. So we got this wrong on the flop. Big bet or check. 8-6 deuce. Yeah, okay. Missing these a bit, I think. Let's just go back to have a look at this, because I think there's a few times now we've not quite got where we want to be. 8 highs. A lot of big betting, especially on the more disconnected. Let's go here. Yeah. Wow, that's kind of connected though as well, isn't it? Let's try this. But yeah, decent amount of big betting on these 8 high boards. And check. Oh, that might be a bit too big. Let's go with that. Okay, what's going on here? Why do we only block? They check back pocket fives. Ace 5, ace 5, some king 5, pocket fives. Okay, we have some 5x. Well, there is some overbetting here though. Just flush draws? No, just pull that out the back. Let's take a look at this one. Queen 10 of clubs. I mean, that makes sense. But little bits of other. I'm trying to get like king high to fold. Maybe make some ace high. Ace-X indifferent. I guess that's what's going on here. probably just try and get this to showdown. Yeah. I'm gonna go check again, and I think we need to value bet. Oh, I definitely need to value bet now. I want to go this size. No bets have gone in though, have they? So first thought was use the biggest possible bet, because we've just got a lot of hands that never win. That's not very good logic. Then I was thinking we could block to 3-bet river. But then what does he have to raise the river that's worse than our hand? Like, would he raise a queen, for example? So I'm not sure. Try this. No, try this one. No, this one. Okay, we got there in the end. I ruled the pot size bet out. Maybe we've got lots of ace highs. Maybe we just don't have as many bluffs, as many hands. Like, we've got a decent number of 10x in here, and then we've got some trying to fold out ace highs, right? So when we bet, they're gonna fold their ace highs. Yeah, okay. Check jam. Check is also an option. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Ship the sugar. This is, I don't feel great about this. 10-22. There aren't too many missed spades. Or maybe like ace-x of spades, right? Because all the others that have a pair that probably don't need to bluff. Or like 2-pair or a straight, like a jack or 6-7 or something like that. I'm still not thrilled. Okay, well, we have to call. Is it the ace-x of spades? A little bit. But what else is there that's bluffing in here? That's a straight. That is a miss. Okay. And then they turn pairs into bluffs. Cool. That's good to see. So this big bet comes from some 5-4 pairs and, well, ace-4, ace-3. Fair enough. Cool with 2 overs, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. God, we're getting into some spots today. Tell me in the chat, guys, if you believe in this idea, this concept, that sometimes you can play a session, and because all the hands that came up, all the spots that came up were spots you knew what to do, you get to the end of the session, you were like, wow, do you know what? Like, I feel like I bossed it today. I feel like I just, I'm the boss. I'm the best at poker in the world. And then you play another session, and we're always trying to be like forget about results, right? So I'm always trying to think about the way that we are performing. But there'll be other times when you play a session, and because the spots that come up are just tricky, you don't know what to do, or you just get put in spots. You just feel like the worst poker player in the world, because and that really is just variance, right? Sometimes you get like a whole session of spots you just know what to do with, and sometimes you get a session of spots when it's like, I just don't know what to do. So I think I certainly believe in that concept, but I'd interested to know what you guys think. Hedgehog says, question brainstorm. Ian says, I definitely get that. Yeah. So yeah, and you can feel that just based on the spots that come up, you can feel like good or bad at this game. And I think it's good in the sense that it will show you areas that you need to improve on. But yeah, there's nothing like Nothing like a bad session. And I would never see like losing, like bricking everything as a bad session. I would see a bad session as when spots like this keep coming up. And I don't know what to do. Ship the Sugar said, yeah, it's every day for me, especially with DTO. So much highs and lows. Yeah. Yeah, I'd recommend playing some tougher spots in DTO if that doesn't come up for you. If you continuously play in position against the big blind, you're probably going to get good numbers. So my thing here is I don't know exactly what low jack's strategy looks like in position here on the turn. We probably float the flop with a decent number of ace-x, so that maybe that forces the low jack not to bet. And then do we then check and give them a chance to bet like jack 8, queen jack, those kind of hands? I'm not sure. Let's have a look here. Nice call says, I play PLO cash so the spots are more cut and dry, but always questioning my plays, looking for spots to improve. PLO cash, so the spots are more cut and dry in PLO. I thought equities just ran ridiculously close. So I'm surprised. I don't play PLO, but I'm surprised to hear you say that, based on my understanding. But I could definitely be wrong about PLO. Hedgehog says, if so many regs have a late registration strategy, how about registering at the start but only playing premiums? Why would you want to do that? Why not just play like solid? I'm not sure why you want to do that. Like if the reg, and also if the regs aren't regging until late reg, then just play well against the recreationals. Oh my goodness. Right, let's find out what this checking range looks like. Top boat, okay, quite a lot of ace-x. So I guess that's what we're looking for. Under pairs, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, that makes more sense. So now we're trying to make, yeah, ace-x indifferent, under pairs never call. Well, these will. Okay. Chase Twitch says, it's such a complicated game that you probably should often feel you don't have a clue about a lot of spots. Mix in some Dunning-Kruger and it should be pretty common. Yeah, so the Dunning-Kruger effect is the belief that we're better than we are, right? Which I would say a lot of poker players suffer from. In fact, maybe everyone in the world suffers from this, thinking you're better at something than you actually are. But like the variance of like, let's say you just have such easy spots that come up, right? It's just like you just don't get any hands, and then you have a push fold spot, right? Let's just use that as an example. You know what to do. It's really simple. There's nothing complicated about it. And you had loads of those spots, and I was like, right, I got crushed today, but I just didn't have any situations. I felt like I played really well. Chase said, as we get better, we know how bad we are. Yeah, the better you get, the more you know you have to learn. Yeah, for sure. Sugar says, yeah, poker is just a tough game. We have to accept that, and we're all bad at it. Yeah, not many people actually admit that they're bad at poker, right? But I would say play 100 hands, low jack versus small blind, and you'll see how bad you are. Okay, let's carry on through. Let's see if we can finish on a high. Okay. Get there. Oh. Bricked. Oh, we're the best. Let's just end it there. Current streak. One hand played correctly. Okay. This is a great quote, actually. I suck. You just have to suck less than the opposition. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a Dominic Nietzsche quote, that. Right, let's continue. Oh. I think it's probably good enough. Ooh. Oh, just jam as a bluff. I didn't find it, guys. We turn our bluff catcher into a bluff. Missed it. Fair enough. I mean, we do block 2 pair and flush, right? So that would make sense. Oh. Ugh. I mean... Wow. Just got to fold. Just got to find the fold. It was a Grim River. King 10. Does any 2 pair... King Queen calls a bit. Ace 10 calls as well. So there is some 2 pair in there. I guess we just don't need to defend. Well, let's see. Yeah, we need to defend 2/3, and that's roughly what we've got here, like folding a third-ish. We don't need to defend like King 10, Queen 10. We get to fold some. All right. Well, it's like exactly the same spot. Okay, happy. Show me what's going on here, please. It's no, there's a mixture of everything. Why? So, what did I have? 8 of spades, 8 of hearts. There's just no big bang, but there is with the 8 of spades, 8 of clubs. Tough. Tough game. Check call. I feel like we play pretty passively here. Flying now though. Check raise. Wow, imagine, whoa, that's insane. Ace 10 just flicks the call in on the turn. Ace King and Ace Queen indifferent as well. How much do we raise then if that's on the flop, if that is the case? We've got our Jack X raises, and then we've got like 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush all the way down here. Wow. All right. I'm definitely, well, actually, we need, I wish I could go back to this hand history. Hopefully it works this time. Yes. So we need to defend, let me see. Yeah, again, it's about half pot, right? So 2/3 and folding a third, yeah. So I guess I'm just massively over folding this spot on the turn. Yeah, so we just got to call with some of these ace highs sometimes. Great. Check call. So there's going to be some King X checkbacks. Checking better than betting. Well, slightly. Let me have a look at this. Some King X. Yeah, decent amount of King X checking back. Some under pairs though as well. Get value from those on the river, I take it. Yeah. Okay. Some leads on this board, I think. Yeah, okay, we missed the leads. Ian, I gotta go, dude. Thank you for the stream as always. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we missed the lead. That's fine. But I said it was a lead spot, but just didn't find it. Wow. Grim. What's going on here? Big bet and check. So if we were really confident and knew that it was big bet and check, then betting king queen of spades doesn't really make any sense for a big size, right? Nice. Oh, here we go again. Got to defend 2/3 of our range here. I mean, we don't have clubs. That's got to be good. So call? No. Sigh. Let me sevens, nines. Yeah, they all fold. We are getting into some here. Can bet small, can bet small. What's going on here? All right, guys, we're going to do a few more because I can feel myself lagging, and you probably feel the same like when you've done over an hour of training. So I'm going to do a few more. Oh God, dreadful. Just not strong enough to bet. In position is going to check back, turn with better ace-x. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Just not thinking. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Seven. Ugh. Right, where did we? Okay, we can just fold turn. Is that where we lost all the points? Yeah, it's fine. Again, not too unhappy. Gonna go. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Well, we missed this. The lead on the flop. I mean, fair enough. Let me see. I want to see this. Monotone boards. Ace high. Well, can't be paired. No, this is the wrong one. Monotone. Ace 7 deuce just has some leads, and with our exact hand. Okay. We didn't find it. Ship the sugar. The good thing is people under-defend small blinds, so we don't have to play these grim spots so much. Yeah. What's going on here? Always a raise when we don't lead. Fair enough. Right, I'm going to do one more, but I've got to get it right. It won't be this one. Okay. Jeez. I feel like we're getting worse. I have definitely stopped thinking though, so that's never a good sign. All right, we got this right. Bingo, we're in. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap things up there. You definitely saw like at the end of that training session, I was just gone, head gone, just wasn't thinking. thinking things through. But that was pretty fun. I mean, that we've definitely identified an area. I mean, I'd already identified this area as one that I didn't think I was very good at, and we confirmed that with this training session. So, but yeah, I'm happy to do this with you. As I said right at the start, guys, I don't want to just create a coaching session for you and then deliver it. I want to use these situations to study and learn, at the same time as you guys. So I want to bring spots like this where I'm not very good and get better. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can see how important it is to drill and train and study, because there's always stuff to work on. And if you haven't done so already, hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button if you want. Think about giving the video a like. And I think that's it. I'll be back on Tuesday, 4 o'clock. We're going to do a hand history review. So if you like hand history reviews, I'll see you there for that. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Peace. See you guys.